Hi, already we have seen about the architecture and we have seen about the Snowflake feature, some of the features in my previous video. Now we are going to see about the file system. Okay, the significance. What is the Amazon S3 files? How the data is stored in the file system. Okay, I think you know about the architecture. It contains service layer, compute layer, and database layer. It's a three-layer architecture. You can say three tier. Okay. The storage layer where we are storing the data. Okay. And service layer is for the managing security, and compute layer is the place where we are going to do our computation. That means querying, etc. The main cost involved is storage and compute. Already we have seen some examples about that. Okay. Now we are going to see about the S3 file system. It does not support appending file or updating the file. Normally, we have seen in RDBMS that we can update the database. Here we cannot do that. We can overwrite it. Okay, we can overwrite the file. The main reason why the Snowflake technology started using this S3 file format is it is for high availability and durability. The S3 file system does not go down. Once you save, you are not going to lose your data. You are not going to lose your file. You can access any part of the file without loading the entire file. Without loading the entire file, we can access the part of the file. This kind of random accessibility is considered to be the most powerful feature of the Snowflake technology. You know one thing, the Snowflake breaks the table into multiple smaller partitions, and we call it as micro partitions. I will show an example. Here, this is one table. Here we are having first name, last name, and company name. And we are having some data. While storing, this will be divided like this. Okay. Actually, the Snowflake breaks the table into multiple smaller partitions, and they call it as micro partitions, which is not more than 500 MB in size. So this partition is in between 50 to 500 MB of uncompressed data. Okay. After that, it reorganizes the data in each partition to make it columnar. Columnar means in this format it will be rearranged. Okay. All the data together. Name means first name will be stored together. Company name will be stored together, and it is reorganized in this columnar format. Okay. The column values are stored together. The next step is compress each column. Already I told the micro partitions means it contains uncompressed data. The data size between 50 to 500 MB size. After reorganizing into columnar format, the column values are stored together and we are going to compress the data. This means we are not going to compress the entire partition. We are going to compress the columnar values individually. Finally, the header will be added to each micro partition. Okay. The header, here one header like, here some header will be added above this. This is internally done. Okay. Internally done. No need to worry about that. Header will be there. In header, The header contains the offset and length of the each column stored in the micro partition. Okay. They also store metadata information in the header. But the column offsets are most critical. Lot of metadata and statistics about the micro partition maintained in the metadata layer. These more the header contains the offset and length of the each column. This is the most important and critical one. Okay, and metadata and statistics, where it contains means metadata layer, and metadata layer means service layer. That is why we call the service layer as a brain of the Snowflake. Okay, we call it as brain of the Snowflake. When you find SQL in Snowflake, the Snowflake would know which tables and what columns you want to read and which partition in S3 file system belong to the desired table. That means in the file S3 file belong to the desired table. So the Snowflake know which files to read instead of reading the entire file. What had happened here is it reads the file header that rearranged the columnar format, and I already told an header will be added. It reads the header and read only those columns which you want to read. Okay, it will read only the required columns only. Okay, this is possible because of the S3 file system. And using that S3 API, we can read the part of the file. So all data stored in micro partition. Okay, all data stored in the micro partition, so they know the range of values. So this is the way data is stored in the S3 file system, and we are able to query the data and we can get the information. Okay, we will see about the how to create a virtual warehouse or how to set up the Snowflake and other installation related things we will see in the next videos. Thanks. Bye.